And welcome to another episode of Talk TV. I'm your host, Doug Brendel. My guest today, Loyd Platson, is with Nye Communities Coalition. He is the Director of Youth Workforce Development. Got some really good programs there. They do a lot of good. And from here, I will let Loyd take it away. Welcome to KPVM. Loyd, how you doing today?
Really good, thank you.
So give us a little thumbnail sketch of what it is that the Nye Communities Coalition does and youth workforce development.
Okay. Well, actually, Nye Communities Coalition started around 2003 or so, and it was really originally funded for doing prevention type work in alcohol, tobacco, and drugs, which is still our main focus. Over the course of the years, actually, we've kind of grown, expanded our focus. We still do a lot of the prevention presentations in the community. We've recently have taken on adult workforce development, career
Great.
connections through the coalition, and then also the Youth Works program, which is the Youth Workforce Development program, which I manage. And that particular program is really geared towards working with youth 16 to 21-year-olds. And the main goal is to help the youth and support the youth in completing their educational program. If they're in school, to give them the support they need to complete their education. If they're out of school, hopefully try to get them back into the educational process, work on their GED, then the diploma. They always say the GED is good, diploma's better,
Right.
and post-secondary school is even better than that. So
Absolutely.
that's where we really like to focus. Then the second goal that we have in that program is looking specifically at work-related behaviors, helping the youth gain experience, gain the right attitudes, knowledge, and behaviors to help them become more marketable in the workplace.
Are these typically then at-risk youths in one way or another,
Yeah, I guess you could consider them that.
or disadvantaged?
Yeah, typically what we do with in order to qualify for the program, the youth and their family would have to be low income. So that is a risk factor. So I think you're correct in saying at risk.
Okay.
And then they have additional barriers. It might be that they were involved in the juvenile justice system. They might be a present or former foster youth. Let's see, pregnant or parenting youth. May have trouble in the educational process, may have an IEP, which is an independent or individual educational plan. They may lack reading and math skills. And so we actually test all the youth that come into our program for math and reading, and most of them will qualify based on that. They're below the level that they need to be at.
So this particular program, it would be staffed by professionals, those who can actually work with someone teaching and all that other good stuff.
What we do is we hire tutors. A lot of the work is done by the NyECC staff themselves, myself, and I have two other women that work with me. And so we kind of manage, we do case management, we help identify what barriers the youth have, and then work with them over a period of time. Usually what we try to do is within a year, try to bring the youth up to an area where at a level where they can be more successful. And then if we need additional support, we look outside into the community. We hire tutors that are teachers that have certification, and they will help tutor the youth in math and reading or any other subject that they need to be, need support in. Then we also do group development. Oftentimes what happens is youth that are in the program may not be as confident or assured of themselves, and so we do a lot of group dynamic type things where they're interacting with each other, talking with each other. We have specific activities we do. Then we also do leadership development with them. And then in addition to those, we'll target specific things such as dressing for success, interview skills, resume writing, a whole host of things that will help them become more marketable.
So that when they leave, they are truly prepared to go out into the world.
Well, they're more prepared.
Right.
It's different level. Each youth comes in at a different level. They'll leave at a different level. Our goal is to try, like I say, to try to help them become marketable and have as many doors open to them as possible. And when I talk about opening doors, it's really helping them gain an appreciation for getting an education, not only the primary education, but secondary and post-secondary education, because that really opens up a lot of doors to anybody. You can just imagine if you don't have a high school diploma, there are only certain types of jobs you're going to be able to have.
Right.
If you have that diploma, it opens more doors. If you have a post-secondary education, a degree in that, you're going to be able to do and go more places than not having one.
Right.
So that's really our goal.
And where do you get your funding?
Our funding actually comes through the federal government through a program called the Workforce Investment Act. And that money is funneled down into a local Southern Nevada Workforce Investment Board, which is often known as Workforce Connections out of Las Vegas. They then identify and contract with different organizations to provide direct services and manage the program locally. So the Nye Communities Coalition for the rural areas, actually, when you say Nye Communities, we deal with Nye, Esmeralda, and Lincoln counties, and trying to expand the programs in those areas. So we have a good program up in Tonopah going right now. We're looking at trying to find someone in the Duckwater reservation area to work with the youth on the reservation. We're expanding into Amargosa and Beatty right now. I think we have approximately 28 youth that are contemplating becoming part of the program right now.
Great.
And in each area we have to kind of adapt the program to fit that local community. Pahrump has a little bit more access to possible employers and work sites. Beatty and Amargosa areas may be a little bit more restricted, so we have to be creative on how we provide the services in the different areas that we work with.
Is this done on a referral type program with a teacher or an adult in these kids' lives?
Yes, yeah, it can be anything. We do flyers, we go through the schools, we work with the school counselors, we talk with businesses, we talk with parents. We try to recruit whatever we can. Probably the biggest recruitment is word of mouth, youth to youth. For those people who have gone through the program, they talk to their friends, hey, we had a good experience, we learned some stuff in this program, that might be something that'll benefit you. So we try to hit as many ways of marketing it as we can.
And it doesn't cost the kids anything. They don't have to, like if you get them a job, they don't have to put in any of their money back in any way. No,
this is what's really nice about the program. Like I say, it's federally funded through the Workforce Investment Act. We have our funding that pays for the actual work experience. Typically what we do with youth is we try to have them do 40 hours of volunteer time. And that'll be directly with us on our site oftentimes. And the reason that we do that is that we can kind of see where the youth comes in at, what level they're at in terms of work behaviors and attitudes, work with them during that first 40 hours. And if they're successful in that, then we have a second 40 hours that we do what we call an incentive period. So they do another 40 hours, typically at our site, but not necessarily. And then at the end of that, we'll give them like $160 incentive for completing that part of the program.
Oh, nice.
And then after that, we have up to about 120, 130, 140 hours that we can actually do a paid work experience. And then at that level, we try to place the youth into the community with one of the businesses in the community. And what's nice about that is that business gets someone, another body to work in their place of employment.
Right.
We ask that they kind of mentor and guide the person, but we pay all the wages, we pay workman's comp, we pay liability.
Wow.
And so all that stuff is covered through the grant that we receive.
Wow.
So it makes it I think it's a really good partnership with community organizations.
Awesome.
We've had people at the library, we have people up here at Channel 41 in the past. We had a youth working with the DA's office, so we're going to place another person there. And they've actually liked it so much they've requested an ongoing person to be with the DA's office.
Oh, great.
And so we're always looking for additional places to place our youth. And again, typically we do that 40, 80 hours up front so that we can really assess what level that person's at and whether we can place them out in the community.
Wow, that's nice. Well, I tell you what, we're going to take a break real quick, Lloyd. And when we come back, we'll wrap it up and give you just a little bit more useful information about the Youth Development Program at Nye Community Coalition. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Well, we've got some really good information for the youth of Nye County. Loyd Platson with Nye Communities Coalition. He's the Director of Youth Workforce Development. And Lloyd, do you have anything in particular to tell us that people could find more out? Where to go? Can they stop by your office? What's the deal there?
Well, we're always happy to talk with people. If you have any youth that, whether it's a son or a daughter or a relative that's might benefit from the program, or if you just want to find out more about the program, stop over at the Coalition office, which is 1020 East Wilson, right behind Walmart, across from the school district offices.
Used to be Mance Elementary.
And or give us a call at 727-9970 and set up a time to come over. We're always really excited about talking with people because we think we have some good program. I wanted to mention a couple other things that we got going on.
Okay, what's on tap?
Well, we have a grant through the WIA funding again to expand the program a little bit into what we call an entrepreneurial program. And we have two components of that. One is we're working on development of a cafe restaurant at our site in which the youth will actually learn all aspects of the food service industry, of the planning for the food, all the way through cooking it and delivering it out.
Inventory control, the whole shebang.
So that's going to be a really good experience for youth. That's an exciting project that we're looking forward to. And just a side note to that one, we've partnered with the Home Depot Foundation, and they're actually going to come over and help us build some raised garden beds. We're going to start doing some organic gardening as part of that also. So we use some of the produce from the garden, put it into the restaurant.
Wow.
And then another component of that entrepreneurial program is we're trying to do a business centered around lawn care, yard work type of thing. And again, the goal of all that is to have youth begin to really look at what does it take to run a business, from inventory to how do we replace tools that we've broken, how do we figure out a budget, all that kind of stuff, marketing, every component that you would need to run a business, we're going to try to implement in that. So with the Nye Communities Coalition campus, we're really trying to turn the total campus into an educational program.
One thing I was wondering, does this experience that the youth have through your program, can it transfer into like college credits or any kind of, or is it basically just real world experience and a future employer says, hey, great, come on board?
Yeah, I think right now, eventually that would be one of our dreams, is to somehow be able to provide credit for the youth, either high school credit or college credit. So that's someplace where we would really love to go. Right now, it's really just that hands-on life skills development part of it.
Real world experience.
Yep, and
employers love that.
Yeah, because if you look at even the time that we require students to do, or the youth to do volunteer work, a lot of colleges, a lot of employers are going to look at, did you volunteer in your community? And so we force them a little bit to do that, but it's going to look good on their resume.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, I'd like to thank you for stopping by today, Lloyd. A lot of good stuff. And I'm going to put that phone number up there one more time. Where'd we put it? There it is. There you go, folks. If you're interested, give them a call here at the phone number on the screen, or stop by their offices. Used to be Mance Elementary over there on Wilson. What's the address again?
1020 East Wilson.
1020 East Wilson. A lot of good programs in the Nye Communities Coalition, so check it out. Maybe they can help you. That's it for Talk TV today, and we will see you again.